Hi sewing friends, welcome to my sewing room. My name's Beth, and if you're new, welcome. Last time I made a sailboat, and so far I have 4 sailboats for my little baby quilt that I am working on. And I think I'm going to stop right there and move on to the next block today. Went through my stash and chose some background fabrics, and today I'll be making some little star blocks with some 3-inch squares. I have 9 3-inch squares. A center square is the blue, and then I have 4 and 4 for the outside squares, and then I need some fabric for the star points. So all of these bigger squares are 3.5 to 4 inches, and I'm going to be cutting them in half diagonally, and these are scraps. I just wanted to make sure they were big enough for the corners of my star blocks. These stars are really easy to put together. As long as you have a background square that is the size that you need, you can attach your scraps to 2 corners of that square. You want to pull that triangle down away from the top edge so that you don't cut off your star point. But the star points can be almost all the way to the top, or they can be a little bit shorter, and I'm just adding these scraps to cover those bottom 2 corners. I'm opening them up, and then after I get my 8 star points attached, I'll take them over to the ironing board. I'll press, and then I'll trim using that back square as my guide. After getting my star points trimmed using that back square as my guide, I sewed my star block together in rows, and then I put those rows together. You don't always have to use squares that are cut in half. Sometimes you can just use your leftover fabric, some scraps that are random shaped, as long as you can cover the corner of that square, you're fine. So this was a larger piece of fabric that I attached for my star point, and then I trimmed away kind of without really measuring too much, because I knew I was going to press and then I would trim it later. I just wanted to get rid of that excess fabric there. So I took my scissors and just roughly cut that excess fabric away. This quilt I'm making is in process. So today I'm making stars, and I will be making 5 stars for my quilt. And then the next time we're together, I will talk about how I'm going to line my stars up with my little sailboats. And then of course I'll need to make some more quilt blocks. This is sort of a row by row quilt, but I am going to be adding some squares around my quilt blocks to give it a little movement. So stay tuned. I'm having fun working on this fun baby quilt. I thought these stars would have a little yellow in them. I tried some yellow fabrics, but when I put it with the boats I had already constructed, it didn't really go together that well. So here I am making some unique blue and green stars, but I think they're turning out really pretty. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.